slowdown emblem. As long as an opponent controls no lands, lands you control enter the battlefield tapped. So this is an experiment from Magic the Gathering Arena Online, where they're trying to see if they can slow down the advantage of player 1. As I understand it, it's not gonna be in every format of Magic the Gathering Arena Online, but in some, to see if it has a positive effect towards the direction they wanna take the game towards. So it's never gonna come into light of day for normal paper Magic, and it's definitely not gonna come into the light of day of EDH, Commander that is. But what if it would? If you followed me around on this YouTube channel before, you know that I've mentioned sometimes, now and then, as often as I can, that there's a problem in the turn order. There's a win percentage difference. So here I have some statistics to showcase the problem, so to say, at the very least. Now this is statistics from me and Pontus and our cEDH TV gameplay videos that we have recorded. We have only done 31, we haven't actually calculated in all of them yet, but it's still something you can look at to get a picture. I want to emphasize that everyone else that have also calculated statistics on win rate have pretty much reached the same conclusion, and they have up to something like 800 games, and then you can draw some lines and understanding. But as you can see here, win rate player 1 36.67%, player 2 33.33%, player 3 16.62%, and the player 4 has a sad win rate of 13.33%. Kinda sad. Here we have more statistics from Eminence Gaming and their Silicon Dynasty tournament. Here we can see that they have 648 pods, that's a little bit more than me and Pontus. And player 1, seat 1, has a 31% win rate, seat 2 has a 24%, seat 3 has a 24%, and seat 4 has a 20% win rate. So a little bit better compared to what me and Pontus have found so far, but I think Pontus and me will find some win rate that is similar to this. So there is a problem that should be tried to solve. We should try to even out the odds so it becomes more fair. Would this do it? I actually don't think so. Okay, it actually will. It will affect player 1's win rate definitely, but it's not gonna affect player 2's win rate whatsoever. In multiplayer, it doesn't really make much sense at all to do this kind of effect that only affects basically player 1, unless player 1 doesn't put a single land into play, which could actually happen sometimes. I've seen Mana Crypt, Sol Ring, Mox Opal, Rhystic Study pass. That's a very good opener, no lands in it. And then suddenly player 2 is affected by this instead. But we should also obviously mention Gemstone Caverns here. There is a land that can be in play before player 1 actually starts their turn. And it's quite common that Gemstone Caverns actually is in play, and in this scenario, player 1 isn't affected by this slowdown emblem. Gemstone Cavern is already something that is kind of balancing out the starting player position a tiny bit, or not a tiny bit, like a micro bit. There are sometimes your player 1 is getting opening hands that contain Gemstone Caverns, that's like, oh that's sad, I wanna mulligan this, so that's something. I'm not against the idea of something like this, where lands are affected in some form of way to even out the odds, but I think this is something that will only work in 1v1, and even if it actually comes to paper Magic, I don't think it will appear in EDH at all, because the EDH rules committee will basically say no to this themselves, probably, because it just is very strange to have something like this in a multiplayer format. Player 2 gets a very good position from this. I personally kinda like the slowdown emblem idea, but once again it feels a little bit off and wrong, and it should be trying and aim towards affecting player 2, player 3 and player 1, but in various amounts. That's the kinda goal I think we should try to hit. I thought it was worth bringing up the discussion at the very least. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you think it could work? Leave a comment below. Regardless, take care guys, and I'll see you in the next one.